think you and I probably started out in broadcast when there were like 3 broadcast networks, and then Fox was here. It was a simpler, in many respects, media landscape. Thinking about when you started and through your career to now, what would you say are the similarities and the differences in the media landscape?
The basic difference is the fragmentation and the options. There are so many options. In fact, even back in 1986 when I started in cable with Turner, clients used to complain to us that we weren't giving them a simple solution to the fragmentation issue. That's been compounded tenfold, and if you want to, it's probably compounded 100-fold when you look at digital options as well. I think this is a phenomenal business. It's an exciting business because we still have so many options, and as I tell people in the business, well, if you think about it, when I got in the business, what I spent most of my career with, which is cable television, wasn't created at that time. And I contend that people starting in the business today had better figure out how to prepare themselves for something that they're going to work in 5-10 years from now that doesn't exist today. And I firmly believe we're going to see some new things and different things, and they're all going to be good. It's just a matter of change. Be ready for the change, work with the change, and embrace it.
So looking ahead the next 3 to 5 years, give me some predictions on the media landscape.
I think you're going to see clients have a tougher and tougher time figuring out how to properly set their marketing budgets and allocate it. There are so many options, and it is so difficult to really look at every single one as a zero-based approach to every single plan. I think that's the biggest thing. I think everybody's now working with data, and I probably have a data overload right now. I think they've got to figure out how to get through the bits and look at what really matters. And once they figure out what really matters, it may be, back to the future kind of thing, where they will go back and look at some of the things they used to do and not apply that in the same way, because you're not going to just buy ABC, CBS, and NBC and have a media plan anymore. But you may find that tactics that worked in the past are effective now and really do work, and come back to the fold, if you will, instead of just the new shiny thing that a lot of people jump to right now.
Let's just talk a little bit about programmatic. My theory is programmatic will come to TV in some form. What is your thought on that?
If you look at television in total, and a lot of people in the outside world, finance, etc., are still so surprised at the TV industry, which is basically a non-contract industry. I mean, we send papers back and forth, but there's no contract signed across all of cable, all of network, and it's a relationship business. It's always been a relationship business. We have problems, let's deal with it. I feel bad in a way that we're going toward a model that is not based on relationships. That, in effect, I used to go to clients when I had a problem with something and say, let's be thankful we have this because we can solve it and not let the computer do our job. It scares me when basically you're trying to figure out a way to have the computer do your job. And I understand cutting costs. I understand the need to try that, but I hope we don't get to a point where the computers are really making the decisions on how, when, where, contextually, and other things that go into all of the multiple factors of making a buying decision. I'd like to keep more art into it than just science and math.